What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr, and today I am bringing you some commentary from a live duel at Locals. On the right hand side we have Blue Eyes Primite, and on the left hand side we have Fiendsmith Snake Eyes. So the dice roll was won by the Fiendsmith Snake Eyes, and it looks like they will be going first. So let's see what we can do here as we contemplate, and it looks like there was nothing, or a big oof of a brick of 5. So Blue Eyes is going to be drawing for turn. Let's see what we can start off with. So we're going to be starting off with Primite Lordy Load, attempting to search out, I would assume, Primite Ether Barrel, which gets hit directly with an Ash Blossom. Now, what is remaining of these 5 cards? You'd like to think one of them's a starter. Is Pot of Prosperity not so bad? It's quite interesting here on Prosperity because if you banish 6, you're digging for something. It means your hand isn't that effective. If you're banishing 3, you'd probably assume that it's okay, because you're not really risking banishing 6 and getting hit with an Ash Blossom. Your only really downside would be hitting a Droll and Lotbird. And it looks like we see a Maiden, a Blue Eyes, and an Ash. So at least there is something there with the Maiden. You're not really going to want to take the Blue Eyes, and you're probably not going to want to take that Ash Blossom unless your hand is absolutely amazing. And if you're going to be doing something like that, you'd probably use Prosperity later on. So it looks like we're going to be taking the Maiden. Technically, Maiden's the best thing you could have searched, because if you do get hit with Droll and Lotbird here, you could still go Maiden, True Light. True Light, you wouldn't go for Wishes. You'd probably go for something like a Raw. Raw would then allow you to bring back the Blue Eyes, in turn getting you a Spirit Dragon, and then working from that point on. So, looks like we're going to be utilising True Light as there is no Droll and Lotbird, going for Wishes as we now know there is no Ash Blossom that's already been used. So, that will guarantee to get us a starter. Depending on what else is in this hand, it is quite interesting to have gone this way, but I suppose by banishing only 3 instead of 6, you've also maintained some of your extra deck presence in case you can't complete an OTK at this point. So, we're going to see where this goes. So activating the Wishes, discarding as cost a Majesty, which is absolutely fine because we're going second. You can just recycle that with a Tyrant, so it technically works as a free, basically a free discard. So we're going to be going for Sage. Yes, of course, that's going to be your best normal summon there, as that will lead you into, it can lead you into an additional summon if you're able to get through the Link 1 play, but we're going to be going for Raw, which is like the ideal one. That's going to get you a Blue Eyes and in turn can work you into a Maiden. So normal summon the Sage. The only additional summon you could search over this would be something like a Master. The benefit of getting a Master is that it just allows you to combo that bit further. But I feel that's something you're very rarely going to be doing in the Primite version, just because usually what you want your first summon to be your Primite Ether Barrel, and then your additional summon will be Sage. So it's very rare that you ever actually resolve a additional summon of a Master. So Master probably acts as more of a brick. So it looks like we're going to the Sage Link one, which gets met with an Effect Veiler. Probably one of the better ones to be hit with. If you're hit with an Ash Blossom, they're still Dragon Locked. But if you get hit with a Veiler or an Imperm, you're no longer Dragon Locked, so you can actually move plays further forward. So it looks like we're going to go for Raw of the Blue Eyed. This will get you Blue Eyes, and because the Spirit is negated, it means that your Maiden can still come back from the graveyard, which is quite useful for you as well. This is going to allow you to get access to Spirit. If we were going first and being defensive, you would actually be able to set up spheres first and then work your way into it. As we're being aggressive, you're probably going to go for Tyrant Dragon. Tyrant Dragon would then get you access to reset the Majesty. It will do the most damage, and then you can work your way into a Spheres for main 2. And the Spheres will end up having, so you'd have Spheres with 2 Blue Eyes in rotation, because your Lordy Load would have summoned the second from the deck, and you'd already have the first one here. You can, of course, get the maximum amount of damage on this one, work your way into a Spirit Dragon. So you'd go Tyrant Dragon here. How much damage can we get on board? If we were to go, so you go into Tyrant at 34. I'm trying to think if it, to get most damage on the field, you could probably work your way into a Spirit Dragon, tag out into the Ancient Fairy Dragon, and the Ancient Fairy Dragon gets the new one, lets you attack into defense, and then you go for Spheres. So you wouldn't get to recycle the Majesty, but if you were thinking of max damage, that would probably be your best way of doing it, which would have put a total of 5,800 damage on field. So it looks like we're going to get effective value during the main phase on the Tyrant. Of course, we're going to respond with the Neo in the graveyard, which means you're going to be able to still recycle that Majesty. Going to be going to the battle phase, going to get a guaranteed of 3,700 damage on the field and resetting the Majesty. We know that there is a guaranteed effect Veiler in the Blue Eyes Primite hand, as that was searched off of Sage earlier in the combo. Tyrant's going to give Majesty, which ultimately, if you activate Lordy Load during main phase 2, would get you the second Blue Eyes. The only reason you'd want to keep the Blue Eyes on the field is if you've hard opened up a Drill Beam. So that looks like that could be the possibility here. So we're going into Hieratic Seals. We've got Maiden on the field still, set in 1. I can only imagine you're going to activate Lordy Load, unless you've got the hard open of the Blue Eyes in the hand, but even then you'd still be able to get access to it. You get the second Blue Eyes in rotation. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I think that means the second Blue Eyes is in the hand, which is absolutely... Oh, no, we're going back into the deck. Okay. So, I mean, this is going to be, at this moment in time, this end field, after doing 3,700 damage, is a Hieratic Seals bounce, which would, I'm assuming, lead into Magnamute. There you go. You've got Spirit Dragon, which can go into the Omni-Negate of the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Then you'll also have another unknown set card, an Effect Veiler in the hand, and a Majesty. So, are we doing early days, draw phase... Draw phase to bring back Blue Eyes? Yeah, okay, so draw phase to bring back Blue Eyes, which means there's probably a Drill Beam along the back row. We're going to be using Engraver. The best thing about this is Spirit Dragon can obviously negate the graveyard effect of Engraver, which is quite interesting. So going for Attract, is there any Draw and Lock Bird on this one? I mean, like, a Draw and Lock Bird would pretty much just end the turn right then and there, which is absolutely insane. So there's a lot going for it. We've got Tract, and Ash Blossom would also just end the turn. Or a Drill Beam. It looks like Tract's going to resolve. Not that that's an issue, because technically once you go... Assumption would be add Lurry, discard Lurry, summon Lurry back. Once Lurry hits the field, you can go Hieratic Seals to return it, which then means they need to use up their normal summon. Or you just destroy it with Majesty. Even though you're not going to be able to destroy 2, you're destroying 1. It still kind of clears it off, and there's nothing more to kind of come back to it. I mean, if there's a Beastie in the hand, that's just as disgusting. Or even a Call by the Grave. It's just like, ugh. Talk about opening up the nuts. So, Lurry's going to be coming back and resolving. Going to respond with anything here. Still have Engraver, but Engraver needs that Light Fiend in the grave, which of course will be Lurry. I can only imagine that Engraver was top decked for turn. There's the Drill Beam, banishing the Lurry, which explains why the Blue Eyes was brought back, because if you didn't have the Blue Eyes in field and for example, Fiendsmith Snake Eyes opened up like a Lightning Storm or even a Harpy's Feather Duster, not that you'd be main decking it, but you never know, that might have cleared it off. It looks like, yeah, going to be scooping on going to game 2, because, oh, double Veiler in the hand, that's disgusting. Anyway, moving on to game 2. We haven't bricked again, surely. We're going, activating the Fluoros? Did he pull a blind? I'm just trying to see how many cards are in the hand. I think there's 5 in the hand. There's no way he bricked again, did he? 1, 2, 3, is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Or did he just randomly decide to let Blue Eyes go first, which is a bit ballsy. They're still kind of contemplating. I think there's only 4 cards left in the hand. So I think Snake Eyes let Blue Eyes go first, which is quite interesting. And it looks like we're just going to be setting 1 and passing? Oh my god. Okay, so either Fluoros stopped the plays, or they both kind of, or the Blue Eyes player bricked on like go second cards. I do like the premise of like hoodwinking your opponent when they think you're going to be guaranteed to go first and you end up going second. Okay, so we've got Deception, which means there's an Azamina package in here, but well no, because we know that there's, as I mentioned at the start, is Snake Eyes. So Fiendsmith Snake Eyes is still well and truly. I mean, Snake Eyes is definitely like is one of his pet decks at the moment, and he's kind of like mixed it with Fiendsmith's so that he can get a bit more off the back of it, a bit more variety. So looks like Deception's going to resolve. Just have to think about what to discard. You also need to keep in mind that if the Blue Eyes player still has, what, 5 cards in hand and 1 set? No, sorry, because they went first. The 4 cards in hand and 1 set, then they're not exactly doing anything. There you go, there's a Draw and Lock Bird. So that's a search done and dusted for. Not too sure. I mean, you got Hallowed Azamina. You still get that Omni-Negate, if that's what they're going to work towards. Hallowed Azamina, send a Deception. I wonder if they're going to go down the Rusiliago route. Because the Rusiliago route would work it into Wanted. No, it looks like we're going directly into Azamina Sylvie, which is the Omni Negate. Not the best, but has he just moved to the end phase to reset? Oh, he's got wait, he's got Witch in the hand, right? True Light. I mean, surely you. This is a weird one. I don't know. I don't know what. If I mean, maybe that's not Witch in the hand. Maybe there just isn't another monster. That's probably where he wanted to keep the Fluoros. We know there's Tract in the hand. Engraver can't get another Fiend into the graveyard, or a Light Fiend into the graveyard because of Droll. Which still sets. So I'm not too sure. Do you negate the True Light? I mean, it doesn't make much of a difference if you let, because I mean, as much as True Light is a pain to let resolve, if you do negate it, I'm trying to think what it actually takes you to. Like, if you negate it and they get access to Maiden anyway, Maiden's just going to recycle it. And then if Maiden gets to recycle it, you've basically just wasted your Omni Negate for pretty much nothing. So, I mean, Droll definitely putting in a lot of work. We kind of expected Droll to put in a lot of work this format in general anyway. It's just a really good meta call. Well, like, it's just one of the hand traps of the format, to be honest. So, drawing for turn, there's definitely, like, you set a wishes, you definitely have enough to kind of unbrick your plays. Or at least have a starter. It could very easily get hit with an Ash Blossom, which would, I mean, wouldn't end the turn depending on what you've top decked. Like, if you top deck like a Sage or anything, it still gives you plays to make. So, I mean, it's kind of good to give you a couple of different options, depending on what you're trying to go for. I mean, if you do, I don't know if I would lead with Wishes, because I feel that if you lead with Wishes, I mean, the Wishes can either be a massive bait out, or you've led with Wishes, which I think is the most costly card to get negated. Like, if he does choose to Azamina and negate this one, which is exactly what's going to happen, you've lost your Imperm, and then it kind of, like, you've got your Wishes stuck in the graveyard. Oh, going for the Roar. Okay, well, I mean, that's going to get a Blue Eyes into action. I'm wondering if you could have set, could you have set another Wishes? I can't remember if Wishes, if True Light is different from Field and Grave, or just Grave, because technically if that Wishes isn't in the graveyard, then you could activate. I can't remember. I'm just trying to think, trying to get the exact wording of True Light to make sure it's set one spell trap from your deck that mentions Blue Eyes with a different name from the cards you control and in your graveyard. I can't remember if face cards count as cards that you control. I'm pretty sure they do. Either way, so we get Blue Eyes into rotation. We're going to banish the Wishes. We're going to go into a Tyrant Dragon. I mean, it does allow you to reset the Imperm, so I suppose we're just in the exact same state that we were before. You don't care about Imperm. You don't care about Effect Veiler. So, like, you've got the protection for it. You're going to get a guaranteed 34 attack on. We still have True Light that can bring back Blue Eyes, as we haven't used that yet. So that's going to be 6k worth of damage and resetting an Imperm for an already, like, we know there's Tract in the hand. If Tract gets hit with an Ash. Ooh, Ghost Spell. Ghost Spell on True Light to revive the Blue Eyes. I mean, that does save a bit of damage, which is quite useful. Oh, he tried to Ghost Spell the Tyrant. I thought it was Ghost Spelling the True Light. Tyrant resets the Imperm, 3400. I am surprised on the True Light. I mean, you would definitely activate it. Whether you get rid of the, like, your only Ghost Spell's only going to get used during your turn, like during the opponent's turn anyway, right? So surely you would. He hasn't set another card. Oh, maybe he took Majesty out. I'm trying to think of the other cards you could set. I mean, technically, True Light could set Majesty. All right, True Light's bringing back Blue Eyes now. What, is this in the battle phase? No, it can't be in the battle phase. Yeah, it's still in the battle phase, right? Could have still been in the battle phase. I'm surprised Ghost Spell didn't get used there. I'm not crazy. Ghost Spell can definitely do that, right? Going into seals. Maybe it's one of them ones. There are times when you misplay on a card and then you completely miss that, like the next possible play where it could happen. You kind of like miss it. But not too sure where we're going on this one. Anyway, cutting up, going over. So it's a seals pass with. We know there's a tract in hand. We know that would ultimately lead to a lurry, which then gets you that light fiend in the graveyard, which can then work you into everything else. So we're going to start off with Hallowed Azamina, putting the Sylvie back into the deck to reset it or get access to it. We know there's a Deception along the back row. We're going to use Hallowed Azamina. I'm assuming send in the Deception, unless he's got another Azamina spell that he might have hard opened. Yeah, send in Deception, goes into the Sylvie, which makes complete sense because now you've got your Omni Negate set up, which does give you that line of protection. We still have the Ghost spell, so maybe that's why you hold it, because now it means that True Light can only set a card. There's still the one card along the back row, which is Imperm that we know of. Oh my god, Normal Summon Poplar. That's quite funny. So, we definitely have tracked, right? Imperm on the Poplar to search. Makes sense. Did I? No, we definitely got Veiler. Oh wow, he really wanted Poplar to resolve, and I gets hit with an Imperm and a Veiler. And his opponent really wanted to stop Poplar from resolving. I swear we have tracked, right? I'm not going crazy. There's one card left in his opponent's hand. Erratic Seals. And I'm so confused. I swear we searched out tracked off of Engraver. Erratic Seal is going to be used, which is going to bounce the Ponyx, which is really funny because I'm pretty sure Ponyx can just summon itself back because it technically gets added back to the hand. We've got the Ghost spell for the True Light, but I'm not sure that there's still. I don't know what we would. I suppose maybe that you were worried about tracked. But I'm trying to figure this one out. You had Sylvie on the field. If you activate tracked and you activate tracked, add Lurry, discard Lurry, summon Lurry, right? The assumption would be that you're going to stop them getting into the Fiendsmith play, so you'd use Seals to bounce it back to return the Lurry to the hand. The normal summon, I suppose he valued the normal summon of Poplar over, and they probably wanted to use the normal summon of Poplar to bait out the Erratic Seals, rather than the Lurry. Because technically you would go normal summon Lurry. At no point can the Imperm or Veiler really be used for you. So then you'd link off the Lurry into Requiem. Requiem effect goes into Lacrima. Lacrima's effect attempts to send, gets met with an Imperm, right? At that point, you'd then go Sylvie, which then gets hit with the Veiler anyway. Guess we're just doing it all in main phase 2. Depends on what that. Oh, there you go. There's the Purge. So it didn't really make any difference. The Purge would just negate the tract anyway. And then you would have just gone in the exact same play, normal summon Poplar, and then just gone from there. So he still has the Ghost spell, right? Which I don't think makes much of a difference. Because you'd go True Light set. True Light can set the wishes because there's no wishes in the graveyard. That doesn't get Ghost spelled. You draw for turn. You don't even care what you draw for turn. You just go activate wishes, discard the card you drew for turn, search out Sage, normal Sage, search out. I mean, there's no point in searching out Maiden. What do you go for? You just go for. Oh, he's got obviously the Aether Beryl in the graveyard, so that doesn't make any difference whatsoever. You just go. I mean, you definitely go True Light right now. Maybe you don't care about the Ghost spell, but surely you would activate True Light to do something. Like, it hasn't been used yet, has it? Because whether you True Light to attempt to bring back Blue Eyes and bait out the Ghost spell, or you True Light to set and guarantee yourself a wishes, because he's already gone for a Raw, and we assume he's probably taken out the Majesty. Unless I'm going crazy, maybe it isn't Ghost spell in the hand, but I thought it was. Normal summon barrel, barrel search out drill beam, and then just like endless loop, right? Oh, it doesn't even need to go for drill beam. What I'm talking about, you go Lordy Load, activate Lordy Load, grab you drill beam. True Light's still in effect, but we know if it is a ghost bow in hand, that's just going to answer it. So we're going to Lordy Load, add the drill beam, which gives a response to anything on the field, but we know that one of the back row is Deception, and then of course it's Poplar. There was already 3,400 damage done previously from Tyrant Dragon. Ether Barrel goes into the Link 1. Link 1 searches out Mausoleum. I mean, what could have been really cool is, while you still have Ether Barrel, use True Light to set wishes, activate wishes, discarding the drill beam that you added, and then because you still have Ether Barrel, you can then add the drill beam back, right? But because there isn't any threat on the field, like apart from drill beaming to get rid of the Poplar. Anyway, so it looks like we're going Sage to send a Blue Eyes because of Mausoleum. I'm hoping he targeted the Ether Barrel because then it would have given an extra 8, sorry, and then 3k and 24 for game. So that's it for the entire duel. Thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, by all means put them in the comments down below. I will be more than happy to answer them. But for now, as absolutely always, stay safe and of course, happy dueling.